This is the Mercedes GLE, Merc's mid-sized SUV. It sits between the smaller GLC and the big dog GLS. Think of it as a E-Class on steroids. These things have been around for a long time now, but they're still selling like hotcakes. So today, I thought I'd take a look at the very latest GLE 400D to see what all the fuss is about. Actually, I should know what all the hype is about because I used to own the previous generation of GLE, and I think this is a really nice evolution of that car, apart from one thing. I don't like the face. It just looks miserable. Every time I approach this car, it seems like it's unhappy to see me, like it doesn't want me in its presence. I don't mind an aggressive looking car or a cute looking car, but a miserable car that looks like it doesn't want to see me, not for me. The rest of it is pretty good though. This car has the optional Premium Plus package, which comes with these enormous 22-inch AMG alloy wheels, which sit really nicely inside these aggressive flared wheel arches. The proportions are on point. The back end is lovely to look at, arguably this car's best angle. And it also comes with these optional side skirts, which make it easier for human luggage to get in and out of. Speaking of human luggage, if you have been blessed with the gift of extreme fertility and you've chosen to use it, you'll be pleased to hear this car comes with the optional 7-seat package. Now, to use it, you press a button on the second row of seats and it folds forward automatically in a process that takes a little bit too long, if I'm being honest. A manual system might have made this a bit quicker, but it allows children to clamber back and forth quite easily. I've sat in the third row, and while there is enough headroom in there to be comfortable, I'm 5'11", there's only enough leg room to be in agony. The middle row is good though. The new GLE has a longer wheelbase than before, 80mm to be precise, which gives more space. Legroom has increased by 69mm to over a meter, and headroom has had a boost by 33mm again to over a meter. You get a fold-down armrest that doubles as a cup holder, 2 USB ports, digital climate controls, and a panoramic glass roof. As for the boot, it's actually pretty decent back here. So electrically operated tailgate, which is nice and handy, and even with all the seats up, you do get a pretty decent amount of space back here. But if you fold the rearmost seats down, you're given access to 630 litres of boot space, which is very sizable by anyone's estimates. If you want more, then you can press these two buttons and it will fold down the second row of seats to give you a total of 2,055 litres of storage. So you can take this GLE to IKEA and dominate. Let's go drive it. Up front is where you're going to find the best seats in the house. And let's start by talking about the seats, shall we? Because they are very good. This version has Nappa leather, which is one of the best grains of leather you can get in a car. So they feel super soft, super luxurious, and they also provide quite a lot of support. Plus, they're very adjustable. That means that it doesn't matter whether you're 4'1" or 7'8", you're going to find a driving position that works for you in the GLE. As for the rest of the interior, Mercedes keep on nailing it. It's spot on, really. I love this leather up here at the top level. You've got this wood effect down here, some nice ambient lighting, some fancy premium stitching, and in the center console, these huge grab handles that I don't know what purpose they serve, but they look cool and they make the car seem more chunky and rugged than some SUVs on the market. We've got to talk about the screens as well. These displays look absolutely phenomenal. You've got 2 displays, one for your infotainment system and one for all your driver data. The one on the left-hand side is where you'll find your sat-nav, your media playback, etc. And that can be controlled by using your finger, by swiping left or right, or by using the mouse trackpad on the center console, or by using this special touch-sensitive, I don't know what you call it really, a nipple on the steering wheel. So you swipe left and right, and that will move the touchscreen over here to the position where you swipe. Another really cool feature that I like is the sat-nav, which has this augmented reality system. So it uses cameras to scan the road ahead and then overlays virtual graphics that tell you exactly where you need to turn. It's brilliant. It's almost foolproof. As for the driver display, well, that's controlled in pretty much the same way. There's a second nipple on the right-hand side of the steering wheel, which allows you to customize various settings on that display, so you can have this looking exactly the way you want it. Mercedes, once again, at the top of their game when it comes to their infotainment systems. Oh, except for one small detail, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in this car don't look amazing. They work fine, but they don't look that great. If I activate it, you'll see that it doesn't fill the screen, which is massively annoying. I spend a lot of time using Apple CarPlay, and the fact that it doesn't fill the entire display makes me feel slightly shortchanged. As for performance, well, that's impressive too, on paper. This GLE 400D sits near the top of the GLE food chain, below the 450D. It uses a 330 horsepower engine, a 9-speed automatic gearbox, and can do 0 to 62 in 5.7 seconds, enough to compete with even a Porsche Boxster. It doesn't actually feel that quick though. You put your foot down in this car, and while it picks up all right, you don't get that sensation of speed in a straight line. Again, that might not be a big deal for a lot of people, but if you're buying this version, the 400D, specifically because you think it's as quick as a Porsche in a straight line, then I think it's important for you to know that it doesn't feel quick. Around the corners, it's not so bad actually. The steering is quite slow and ponderous, which means that you've got to turn the wheel quite a lot to get the car to turn in, but once it's turning, it actually feels all right. Plus it has the active 48-volt anti-roll stabilization system, which means that it doesn't roll too much in the corners. It stays nice and flat. Again, I don't know if I'm having fun doing this, but it's a very capable car. Where it excels, I think, is just cruising, whether that be around town or out on a B road where you're not in a real hurry. It's just a nice, relaxing car to drive. The pedals are nice and soft. The steering isn't hyperactive. It's just a chilled out vehicle for you and your family. There is one slight problem though, and that is that the suspension is a little bit wallowy. It almost feels as if I'm driving in a boat on the ocean in slightly choppy water. On a lot of these roads, which aren't perfectly flat, you get a lot of undulations, and the GLE seems to want to follow these undulations a little bit too much, and it can feel a little bit disconcerting if you ask me. Obviously, the GLE doesn't come super cheap. Entry-level cars cost around £55,000, but this AMG line Premium Plus cost around £75,000. Although for that, you do get an awful lot, including a panoramic glass roof, an amazing Burmester sound system, a perfume dispenser to keep the cabin smelling fresh, and cameras everywhere to stop you crashing into baby rabbits. Oh, baby rabbit! Baby rabbit! Just don't mention the fuel economy. I average between 18 and 25 miles per gallon, which isn't great. But then if you're thinking about buying a top spec GLE, I'm willing to bet money is not much of an issue. However, if you're smart, then you can still save quite a bit of cash. I'm now on the Autotrader app and I'm looking at a selection of brand new GLEs, one of which is a 300D premium pack, 7-seater, and the RRP was just shy of 65 grand. You can pick this car up for £55,000. That's £9.5 grand off. Amazing. Of course, if you don't want to buy a brand new car, don't forget we are still doing our EV giveaway. Every single month we're giving away a brand new electric car for free to one of you guys. All you got to do is click the link down below, enter your details, and the car could be yours. That's pretty decent. And that sums up the GLE perfectly. It's decent. More than decent. I can see why so many people make a beeline for it. It might not be the most thrilling car to drive, but that's not what it was built for. Where it excels is with its space, versatility, and ease of use. If you're looking for a posh SUV, then this should definitely be on your shortlist.